In the 4th century after Christ, thanks to its position along the main roads of the region, Canosa assumes a strategic role, becoming the capital of the province of Apulia and Calabria. Thanks to this role, the Christian message is affirmed precociously. The earliest evidence of the Christian cult comes from the necropolis. Tombs, even monumental ones, and epigraphs dating back to the 4th century have been found in the catacomb of Saint Sophia. The city becomes an important diocese, and its first bishop is Stercorio. We are in 343 DC. Stercorio and his successors were important exponents of the Church of Rome and were often called to represent it in councils in Rome and in Constantinople. But the most important figure is Sabino, the great protagonist of his time. In a period of serious political crisis of the entire West, Sabino, bishop of the city between 514 and 566 AD, elevates the city-building churches such as St. Peter to the southeast of the city and the baptistery of St. Giovanni, but it is on the site of the ancient temple of Minerva that Sabino builds his masterpiece, a basilica dedicated to the saints Cosma and Damiano. It is a building of considerable architectural impact, which reuses as much as possible the material of the pre-existing temple. The attribution to Sabino is confirmed not only by the presence of bricks with its monogram, also by the oriental models echoed in the structure, certainly memorized during the many stays of the Holy Bishop in the East. The plan of the basilica consists of a large external square with 4 apses in the center of each side, in which there is another square with 4 apses. Between the 2 squares, a 4-arm corridor communicates with a vast central space. To the north, there are 2 large rectangular rooms, almost certainly the rooms where the Eucharist is kept, and the liturgical furnishings and offers are preserved. Probably on the outside, still to the north, there was a large space that was interpreted as the narthex that usually precedes the entrance to the basilicas. The central space was covered by a large vaulted ceiling called pavilion. The apses were covered with semitones and the corridors were covered with barrel vaults. The basilica model, only later dedicated to San Leucio, is known in Antioch in Syria, but is widespread in Athens, Egypt and Armenia. In Italy, a similar building system is adopted in San Lorenzo in Milan. The building, damaged by a devastating earthquake, underwent major renovations aimed at strengthening its structure. Probably in this phase, again in the 6th century, the presbytery was rearranged with the altar and the ciborium, and some mosaics were rebuilt, including the one with the suggestive and symbolic image of the peacock. The decorative motifs of the mosaics in San Leucio were widespread in the Mediterranean area, especially in the Adriatic area. However, the analogy with those of the Episcopal Basilica in Hippona, Africa, is due to the commercial relationships with the Adriatic coast. Later, perhaps in the 7th century, a lot of various type tombs crowded around the building. They, forming almost a cemetery, returned a few personal items only.